This next question comes from Realtor Corner, Gary McLean. If we are going to work together, what can I do to simplify the process for you and our mutual client?
Well, Gary, I definitely want to work with you if you're worried about how to simplify it for me. Usually it's my job to simplify it for you. But great question. There's certain things that we can do together because I mean, realtor and lawyer, real estate lawyer are a team. We're going to work together on numerous transactions and we want to make sure it goes smoothly. Especially so that this client is using us for the next transaction, both of us. But typically, I mean, it's basic things that I ask for. If you have a copy of the client's IDs when they're purchasing, can you forward a copy to me? That way I don't have to bug the client for another copy until they come in. If you have more information about what's gonna happen, it's sometimes nice to know before you meet the client. Like for example, if you know that they're pre-approved with Scotiabank, it's nice to know that. That way I can give them a timeline when they come in. If you know there's going to be any extra conditions on the day of the closing, for example, the client lives in Mississauga and they need to travel an hour and a half to get the keys, then at least I know that I can make this process a little bit easier for the client if I just plan accordingly. So sometimes it's just that communication between the realtor and the lawyer that really helps out.
Follow-up question on that, Amit. Would you let a buyer pick up the keys from the seller's lawyer? Or do they have to come and pick up the keys from your office?
So typically, Tom, you'll get different answers from every lawyer. My first choice is, of course, the client pick up the keys for me. There's nothing more that I like than the smile on the client's face, and I get to see it on the day of the closing. There are those extenuating circumstances where the client's far away, and it just makes more sense for them to pick it up from the seller's lawyer. So I'll ask the seller's lawyer if they're comfortable with holding on to the keys rather than sending it to us. And I'll just make sure that our client is comfortable with it as well and just make sure that they can logistically go to that office and it is closer. And if it is and all parties are in agreement, then I have no problem with the client picking up the keys from there.
Call Tom and Jas to buy and sell.
So this next question comes from Gary McLean. He asks... McLean? McLean?
Yeah, say it again.
McLean.
Start all over.
Okay. So this next question comes